It's the simple things that truly make a phone great. After using the Xiaomi Mi 10T Pro for 2 weeks, can I say that this phone is truly great? Hi there, Paolo here. This is the Xiaomi Mi 10T Pro, and you're watching Daily Driver Philippines. So guys, after letting my partner borrow this phone for a few days, 2 weeks ago I was finally able to reunite with the Xiaomi Mi 10T Pro. And guys, it was as good as ever. So I told myself I'm going to be using this phone for a little while, and will be using it as my daily driver for 2 weeks. And here has been my experience so far. Right off the bat, the thing that I really love about this phone is its overall aesthetic. It seems really simple, but I am truly in love with this cosmic black color on the Mi 10T Pro. There's just something about its very reflective surface that reminds me of chrome black steel. It looks very cold and industrial, and the feeling on the hand is premium. Sure, it's a fingerprint magnet, but beauty has its price. This camera layout and setup has been done before by many other smartphones, but for me, the Mi 10 series of phones owns this design. I don't mind the camera bump, because it rarely grazes my hands, but it can be quite shaky to use on the table, like most smartphones nowadays. The case is a must-have. The display of the Mi 10T Pro feels long in the hand. Media consumption in this phone is as expected. The screen, although quite excellent, is nothing to write home about. The speakers on this phone, however, are amazing. Unlike other smartphones that boast a stereo speaker experience, the Mi 10T Pro actually delivers it. Covering the bottom-facing speaker reveals an equally loud top-facing speaker. Playing music on this phone feels really bassy, and this phone tends to vibrate to its bass, which I personally love, but others might not. For me, this delivers a very immersive experience to not only music, but to gameplay as well. And while we're on the topic of gaming, the Snapdragon 865 on this phone delivers no hiccups. It's buttery smooth, and gaming on this thing felt like a breeze. Although I hate testing Genshin Impact just because it takes too long to download, I've done so for you guys, so here are some clips of me playing it. If you're enjoying the review so far, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more smartphone reviews. I go in-depth and truly hands-on my reviews. A sub would be greatly appreciated. Now, back to the review. One of the true selling points of this phone on paper was the 108 megapixel shooter, and I think it's worth mentioning to you viewers that in the smartphone world of cameras, megapixels aren't everything. And though this is not necessarily a bad camera, it's not the best either. Photos are weirdly tinted bluish green, and though extremely zoomable, the 108 megapixels seem most like a gimmick. However, one thing that I do love about the camera app is its many great features that I truly think are more than just gimmicky and are actually usable in the day-to-day. One, for example, is the clone mode, where you and a partner can take turns photographing each other and then stitching both photos together. Another great feature that can be quite gimmicky but great fun to use is the vlog mode, where you take a bunch of short clips and then the software stitches them together to form a sort of montage. It can be great fun to look at, and I find myself surprised and entertained every time. Another thing that I love about this camera is the actual camera app itself. It is very customizable, and I think is one of the great touches of the MIUI 12. Switching between camera modes has become quicker, and you won't have to take your time looking for a mode and missing a shot. There really is a lot to talk about the Xiaomi Mi 10T Pro's camera, so I suggest watching my other video where I go in depth on the camera with sample photos and footage, so go check that out. This leads me to the number one reason to get this phone, and this I think is truly one of the great selling points of the Mi 10T Pro. It's not its display, not its camera, it's not even the speakers. It's the small details that the MIUI 12 subtly delivers that truly make this phone great. MIUI 12, at first glance, it looks like an iOS ripoff with its oddly similar looking control center and the rounded edges of its notification tabs. MIUI surely doesn't shy away from this concept, but their similarities end there. For the MIUI 12, it's the small details that count. Something as simple as typing haptics, for example. The haptics on this phone is one of the best that I've used in a while. I really can't get enough of the keyboard haptics on this phone. The keyboard haptics just pop at you and it feels organic to type on. You will love typing on this phone, and though that seems like nothing, think about it. Perhaps probably 95% of our time spent on our phone is pulling out the keyboard and typing something. So in this regard, something as simple as typing may not seem so small after all. Another great touch to this phone is its Wi-Fi detection. I have a couple of routers in the house depending on which floor I am, and I find myself surprised sometimes when pulling down the Wi-Fi tab to see that it has automatically detected the house's strongest signal. For someone like me who values time, it's the seamlessness and confidence in this phone that makes this phone an amazing one. Combine all of that with a 25,000 peso price tag on this thing, and you will be amazed at the value for price of the Xiaomi Mi 10T Pro. For me, I give this phone a 10 out of 10. Good job, Xiaomi. If you enjoyed this review, give us a shout out at our comment section and suggest which phone you want us to review next. Subscribe to the channel for more daily drives. This has been Paolo, and you are watching Daily Driver Philippines.